Hi, welcome to today's session. My name is Asmita, your IELTS mentor here at Vedantu, and yesterday we were able to do part 1 and part 3 questions from IELTS speaking. I also had a little pop quiz for you which you were mostly able to answer, so you know what the speaking test entails and everything that you need to look out for. Okay, now I have a few questions related to part 2 of the test. So again, we have a pop quiz. Quickly tell me what part 2 of the speaking test is called. Hi, hello. What is part 2 of the speaking test called? It's okay, critical mind, it can be improved. Gorgeous gaming, are you being serious right now or do you just want some attention? Okay, very good, critical mind. There are two names for it. One is cue card. The other is the long turn. Second question is, how many minutes do you speak for? How many minutes do you speak for? You need to know these things. Come on. How many minutes do you speak for in the part 2 of the test? Very good. So you have to speak for 2 minutes. Great. How much time do you get to prepare? How much time do you get to prepare in order to speak for 1.5 to 2 minutes? How much time do you get to prepare? Very good, but it's 1 minute, so it will be singular. 1 minute. Okay, now can you take notes? Yes or no? Can you take notes? Yes or no? Yes or no? Come on, guys, quickly. Can you take notes? The answer is yes. Yes, you can take notes and you should take notes that will guide you when you have to speak for 2 minutes, right? So yes, you can take notes. The answer was wrong here. Final question, true or false? You have one change of cue card allowed. What that means is if you get a cue card and it's too difficult or it does not apply to you, you don't have anything to say about it, then you have one chance to change the cue card. True or false? True or false? Very good. It's not allowed. Does not matter if you don't know about the topic that you've been asked to speak about. You cannot change your cue card. All right. Okay, very good. Done well. An entrepreneur. No, you cannot change it. Yes. All right. So let's get started. But before we do, I have something very important to tell you. How to take notes for part 2. Okay. How to take notes for part 2 of the test. You have to understand this, okay? As soon as you get a topic, in the first 5 to 10 seconds, you need to decide what you will talk about. For example, if the question is which book had an impact on you or had a significant impact on you, in that case, in the first 5 to 10 seconds, you have to come up with the name of the book you're going to talk about. Do not spend the entire minute deciding what it is that you will talk about. 5 to 10 seconds, lock one particular thing and then talk about it. All right? Next, you have to figure out the structure. Right? Which is also your timeline. So, basically, whenever you get a cue card, you will have some points given in bullets. Right? And the points will be something like when it happened, when did you read the book, why did it have an impact on you, what is it that you liked about it, etc, etc. All right, something like that, which we will see now when we discuss the questions. So you have to structure your response in such a way that all of these things are addressed. All right, don't write full sentences. All right, your notes are only a guide or a map for you. Okay, nobody else is going to see your notes. You're not going to submit your notes. Your notes are not going to be graded. Okay, so you should write the words in a way that it makes sense to you. For example, if I write I know this is tomorrow. Right? Even if I write this, I know I've written tomorrow. Other people might not understand what I've written, but I know what I've written. So, use shorthand that makes sense to you. Mention important details that you don't want to forget while speaking. If there is something that you absolutely want to talk about, make sure you mention it in your notes. The most useful way in which the notes can come in handy is to give you a structure. Because what happens when you start speaking is there is a tendency to ramble. What that means is, बोलना कुछ और शुरू किया था, कहीं का कहीं पहुंच गए. That's something that should not happen. Whatever you're saying has to be structured. Otherwise, you will lose marks for coherence. Okay? So that's why you need to make sure that in your notes, you are narrowing down a structure. You have a basic structure in place that you can refer to. Okay? This is how you will make notes. So what we're going to do is, we're going to look at a speaking question. I'm going to write the cue card down for you. Okay, and it's very simple. Very simple cue card, very straightforward. Okay, describe an exercise you know. Alright, and then in the you should say part, in the you should say we have what it is, how it is done. What else? When you first tried it, what kind of people it is suitable for. And finally, and explain why you think it is a good exercise. Alright, so this is your cue card. Now what I want you to do is, I will give you what I'm going to do is, I will give you 1 minute, and in 1 minute I want to see your notes. However I explained how you need to take your notes, that's how you need to write your notes and send them to me in the chat. Make sure you are covering all of these points so that you have a basic structure in place, right? Okay? Your time starts now. 1 minute only. Twenty seconds left. Time up. All right, let's see. Very good, critical mind. Critical mind, what have you done today? Oh, never mind. You sent your old. I want the notes for this. Come on, guys. You shouldn't. You have only 1 minute to take notes. So if you're taking more time than this. Ouch, something in my eye. If you're taking more time than this, that's going to be a problem. Okay, rope skipping, fine. But is that all? Is that all? Critical mind, you copy pasted the same answer as last time with your book. Just change the first sentence where you said, I know several exercises, something. Let me show you how to take notes quick sample. Starting 1 minute on the clock. Okay. Here we go. What is the exercise? Let's see. Let's talk about deadlift. What is it? It's a power weight strength training exercise. How it's done? Barbell plates form 3 years ago. Strength building. That's it. Okay, so time is up, but I was able to take all my notes that are necessary. Now these notes can guide me when I have to give my answers. So I can start by saying an exercise that I not just know but I really like is called the deadlift. It is traditionally a powerlifting exercise, but people also incorporate it into their strength and resistance training routine. Initially, it was thought of as an exercise for the back, but I feel a newer research also shows that it works your leg muscles more than it works your back muscles. How it's done is you take a barbell that itself has some amount of weight and you add plates to the side depending upon your level. Then you have a stance that you need to take where your feet are with shoulder width apart, and some people also do a sumo version where their legs are further apart. I stick to the normal version where your legs are shoulder width apart. Then you have to keep your back straight, you have to bend your knees a little bit, you have to go down and you have to lift the weight. So when I first tried it, I was quite intimidated by the exercise. So even though I'd been gymming for a while, I just never got around to doing it. I saw a lot of people in the gym wearing belts while attempting the exercise, and I thought that this is something that is for powerlifters only. It can throw off your back and it's not something that I should get my hands dirty with. But then upon the my trainer insisted and I decided to give it a go, and it changed my life. I realized that it's a great strength building exercise. It also works wonders for pain relief when done with the right form. I think with all exercises, and specifically this one, if your form is off, you can really end up injuring yourself, so that's very important. But the best part about it is it gives you a lot of motivation to keep growing and keep getting stronger. You must have a very common way to describe how much one can deadlift is called a PR, and to keep trying to up your PR is a very good personal motivation. And it's a misconception that people with back pain or leg pain shouldn't do it. With the right guidance and the right form, they definitely can, and it will really help them ease their pain. So it's a very good exercise to track your progress and also sort of feel great about yourself. It looks super cool in the gym. It looks super cool if you record yourself doing it. And it's something that absolutely everyone should try. Alright, so this is my response, which I was able to give. I didn't time it, but it was probably a little more than 2 minutes. I was able to say all of this just on the basis of these notes, right? Just on the basis of these notes. Now, these notes don't necessarily have to make sense to you, but they make sense to me, and I can use them as a guiding factor to give my response. All right? Got it? So don't waste time writing unnecessary things in your notes. Write your keywords, write your structure, make sure you're hitting all of these points. And if there's something that you want to mention, like I wanted to specifically talk about how there are misconceptions related to the deadlift. So I specifically wrote down the word misconception as a reminder that this is something that I need to talk about. Okay? Now, if that makes sense to you, you need to now do this properly, make notes properly for the next cue card, which you will decide what it is. So, I'll give you 3 options. One is journey. The other, let's see, kindness. And language. Journey, kindness and language. So choose one of these options. Majority answer will win. And then I will give you a cue card based on that topic. And then you have to do the same thing. I will give you 1 minute to give me the notes. See, the notes are the backbone of your response. If you don't make your notes properly, you will not be able to give a good response. Okay? Quickly pick one. Pick a topic. Everybody vote. Everybody quickly cast your votes. Otherwise, I'll pick the one that I like. Come on, what's there to think about in this? We have 1 vote for journey, 1 vote for language. Quickly. I need a tie-breaking vote. If you're not going to give your response here on the chat, then you can drop off the session. Then I don't need you here. I don't want people silently watching and not participating. Quickly tell me which option you want to pick. Otherwise, you go sleep, eat a snack, do whatever. Pick one of these 3 topics. Yes, very good. Why do you all need a fatkar to get active every time? What is this? Dheetpana. Okay, we have 2 votes for journey. I'm going to see the next vote and that's going to be the final one. Quickly. Alright, journey it is. And here is your cue card question. A journey that did not go as planned. What are the things you need to talk about? Where you were going, how you were traveling, who you were with, what went wrong, obviously. what would you have done differently? All right, I'm giving you 1 minute on the clock. Here's a question. Describe a journey that didn't go as planned. You should say where you were going, how you were traveling, who you were with, what went wrong, and what would you have done differently. Time starts now. Thirty seconds left. I need your notes. Just like this. Time is up. Quickly send in your notes. You don't have to write long sentences. You don't have to. You don't have to write full sentences. You don't have to write full spellings also. I just want your notes in shorthand. Why are you not understanding this? This is extremely important if you want to do well in part 2. Quickly send in your notes. It should not take more than 1 minute. You guys are clearly taking 2 minutes. Very good. Umar has sent them in. Uzbekistan by flight with cousin. Unfortunately, cousin met with an accident. Okay. But you have not covered all the points. Okay. What went wrong? What caused the accident? What would you have done differently? These are all the points that you need to cover. Okay. Come on, the rest of you, are you sleeping? What are you doing? You won't be able to talk in part 2. It's my guarantee, because writing is so much easier than talking. Especially writing on a chat is a lot easier than having to talk in front of a person for 2 minutes straight. And if you're not able to do this first step, then you will not be able to talk. You will not score well in your IELTS speaking test. Trust me, you have to put in this effort. You have to push yourself. That's okay. If you don't push yourself, nothing will happen. Okay? Let me show you again how notes need to be done. I'm going to start the timer on the clock. 1 minute starts now. Went to McLeod. Booked a trip. Delhi bus. Friends. Was awful, bad, under constructed hotel, horrible service, quit the trip, no refund. Next time I will check reviews and credentials before booking. See, my notes are complete and I still have 6 seconds left. How come my notes are complete and I still have 6 seconds left and you guys are not able to write notes in 2 minutes? So here is your homework. I want the full response to this question. I want the full response to this question. By that I mean I need at least 250 words. Okay, and I want it in the comments. Alright? full response for this question in the comments is your homework. If you don't do the note taking, you will not be able to do well in the speaking part 2 of the IELTS, because when you have to speak for a long time, you need something to guide you. Even the best orators, when they're giving speeches, they always have their notes in place. You must have seen they have their little cards. Why is it called a cue card? Because you're given a cue. This is your cue. These are the points you need to talk about. It keeps you in check. It gives you a structure. It helps you with what you need to say. So based on these questions, if you can write down your keywords and important things that you don't want to forget talking about, then it will be of great benefit. All right? So do this for homework. That's it from me today. I will see you next week. Tomorrow there will be a video uploaded for you. Make sure you check that out. It's going to be very important. It's going to be on the reading section of the IELTS. Okay? So make sure you're checking that out. Take care. Subscribe to the channel. Share it with your friends. And